Every few months, it seems there's a new book out now promoting the latest technique on how to parent our children. We've had helicopter parents, tiger mums, and the latest advice is from so-called free-range parents. These are people that say we should expose our children to some controlled danger that makes them more independent. You know, we fuss over them too much. What do you think? Are you a free-range parent? Do you let your kids kind of...
Yeah,
freedom?
I am a free-range organic parent, yes. I mean, one of the biggest things that I've done this year is allowed my seven-year-old son to catch his school bus to school, and it's, you know, about 5 miles away. He gets on the bus and goes. I've no idea what happens at the other end, but he comes. I know he's safe because he comes back every day, but it has backfired on me. And before people start going, oh, she's a bad parent, you know, blah, 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 I'll tell you the story in sort of quickly, but basically, this is about 8 weeks ago. My husband and I are sitting at home, just about to settle down, 8 o'clock, and we get a phone call from school, 8 o'clock. Oh, hello, is that Mrs. Hyde? Yes. I think your son, a woman's just phoned up saying that she's got your son, Zach. And my husband's sitting there, and I'm just going...
Is this 8 o'clock at night?
8 o'clock at night. And I'm sitting there, I was like, no, my son, I've just put him to bed, he's upstairs in bed, and I'm going like this to my husband, just go and check. You know. Anyway, 5 minutes later, he comes down and he goes, Zach's not in bed. Can you imagine? I mean, I am a control freak, mental crazy woman, but actually for that moment, I was quite calm. I thought, oh my goodness. I'll tell you the story in hindsight. What had happened was he'd made arrangements with his friend at school that he was going to go and do a play date at 8 o'clock in the evening. He'd realised that when we were in this particular part of the house, nobody can hear him. He went down the stairs, walked out in his Gruffalo slippers and spaceman pyjamas, walked down the road, realised there was a roundabout, went up to a stranger, luckily gorgeous lady, said, my mum and dad have just parked the car. They've gone on holiday to Tanzania and they've left me in the car, and please can you help me because I've got to get to my friend, and pulled out a hand-drawn map of which said my house and his friend's house, and she took him there, and that's when I got the phone call to say, your son's with us, what is going on?
Well, we love that woman.
Well, we love the woman, I mean, thank heavens, but, you know, I thought I knew my son, he would never do that, how ridiculous, but as the story unfolds, we realised that for Zach, he was on an adventure. He's 7 years old. His imagination is going wild. And at school, he's reading Sammy Small's Adventures. Sammy Small is a little boy who's 8 years old who goes on an adventure, gets kidnapped, you know, sails the sea, you know, and so this.
So how did you react when he came home? Did you tell him off? Did you say, you know, because your reaction, you're so relieved to see them, aren't you? It's like,
yeah, exactly. Well, I am the one that's always shouting, crazy woman, and you know, but my husband has never raised his voice ever. So it was actually that time that he took Zach to one corner, and all I could hear was whoa, whoa, whoa. And Zach came out and he went, Mummy, Daddy's eyes were bulging out of his head. I thought, yes, you'll never be doing that again. But to be fair, you know, I thought I would be complete control freak and never let him out. But, you know, you have to put it into perspective. He's 7 years old. We had a big chat with him. I trust him. He's not going to do it again.
So do you think because you have been this parent that lets him go on the school bus at 7, which is young, you know, a lot of parents think, oh, that's very young, that they go off to the bus stop and get on the bus. Perhaps he's more confident, maybe a little bit overly confident, that he thought, yeah, I can just walk up to my mates.
Well, actually, the weird thing is that story that I've told you happened before I let him on the school bus.
Oh, right.
So it hasn't made me feel like, you know, I trust my son. I've given him values, and I just can't bring, you know, mollycoddle him, because I feel like he just, you know, he understands, he gets it.